And we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to. We're so early. I forgot what I was gonna say. Welcome everyone to Changeling the Lost Littlebrook reunion. I am Chris, the Primogen, your storyteller for tonight. Totally professional and prepared for this. We're starting a little bit early because why the heck not? We got a lot to go through today, and we're gonna kick it off with a little bit of a presentation and another huge welcome back to Trev, who's been missing the last 2 weeks because of very good reasons. We're very happy to have you back, and hopefully we'll work Silas in as soon as possible. But we're gonna do a little bit of a presentation first, and then we'll go through and if we have any announcements, and then we will do a little bit of a recap before we start. So, I am Chris again, the Primogen, and I think we should start with. This is always so hard. Let's start with Tide and just work our way down, zigzag.
Me. Okay, I want to ask you before I say anything. Didn't we start late?
Oh, that's true. You're absolutely right. Because of stupid daylight saving times, we are technically an hour late.
But for the people who didn't have daylight savings, you're technically starting early. So it really is this kind of paradox going one way or the next, depending on where you are. This is why daylight savings is awful. Either everyone does it or no one does it. This is where we are.
I can't wait for the European Union to change it so we don't have daylight savings anymore. But that's going to take a while.
I don't know if the rest of the world is going to change it then. Anyway, hi! I'm Kidser. I play Tide. Tide is an elemental and in a bit of a strange mental situation right now because shit's going down.
I have no idea what you mean. Right, we'll continue on with Jonas.
Hi, I'm Adam, and I'm playing Jonas, the Darkling, and he's calling himself Face for the time being, and is pretty glad that the team is starting to come around and be paranoid and everything, and to see things the most reasonable way.
What?
Thanks, man.
What?
Perfect, thank you. Tide, you're calling yourself Tide, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Lars, what are you calling yourself?
Wait,
what? Hi, I am the Touring. I play Lars, also known as Michael, even though I don't think that's ever actually come up. He is a wizened, and he is the grumpy old man of the group.
Who's been right a lot of times. But he doesn't. He does not shove that in people's faces. But he is right almost all the time.
Oh, sorry. No, Tide said they were calling themselves Sarah for the time being.
Oh, that's right, Sarah.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah. Now I remember. I have it in my notes.
Why not?
I'd love to say I understood why, but okay.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Lars. We'll go on with Nate.
Yes, I'm Harry. I play Nate, and he goes by whatever name he comes up with on the spot. I believe the last one was Steve?
Dean?
Steve, I think.
Steve. All right, we got Steve. Thank you very much. And Nate is a...
Oh, Nate's a Ferris.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Nova.
I'm Megan. I play Nova. She's a beast, and she'd probably only go by another name if someone remembers to tell her before she introduces herself. So, you guys, that's really on you.
Yeah. She hasn't introduced herself yet, I think.
I don't think
so.
She
introduced herself as Nova.
Oh, she did. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Writing this down just to remember it.
Making good decisions.
Yes. And then finally, last but definitely not least, we've got Silas.
Hey everyone, I'm Trev. I'm back after having a daughter, so that's why I've been gone the past 2 weeks. I play Silas, who is an ogre, also known as the Wrestler of Dragons, or he was. I'm pretty sure he traded that title in to learn something's true name, but that's gone. He's also known as the big guy, or I don't think a guy like that needs a name. Just point to the biggest thing in the room, and that tends to work out.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I guess I'm gonna find out why everyone's got these new aliases going on very shortly.
Exactly. We will do a little. Let's see. Was there? We did the announcements. We haven't been. Well, there's been a new Kickstarter released. Touring. What have you learned about this new Kickstarter?
I have learned that the Onyx Path has just launched a new Kickstarter for the Legend RPG setting for 5th edition of Dungeons and Dragons. Legend Lore is a comic book that came out in the 1980s, by the look of it, in which a group of friends fall through a rift into a fantasy realm. So you would play as a modern person who has fallen through into a fantasy setting.
That sounds
It
very
sounds
interesting.
pretty interesting.
Very familiar too. And
Yeah, just a little bit.
sounds absolutely amazing. It's on Kickstarter right now.
Yep.
Go support it, and it is also, from what I've gathered, very focused on inclusiveness, not inclusivity. That I was going to say. I don't think that's a word.
Inclusivity.
I think it's
Yeah,
inclusiveness. I'm not American.
Inclusiveness. That
Inclusive,
sounds right.
yes.
That sounds right.
I mean, it'll
And,
work.
and it seems like a very cool game, and it's a 5e module, so it will work with your usual D&D system. And I believe that's all for announcements right now. Hunter finished last week, did pretty good, 406% of its Kickstarter.
Did great.
Did for very good, very good. I'm prone to making understatements, and looking forward to getting some of that content. And let's do a little bit of a recap. What happened last week? Oh boy. So there was a. You were on a quest. You were requested by Wenceslas to essentially get rid of his fetch, which had been living his life for the last at least 17 years. So you tracked him down to. Yeah, it really does seem like a long ago. You tracked him down to the White Stag River and the White Stag Lake, in the national park, where he was standing on a floating dock looking out across the lake. Not all of you decided to follow. I know that Jonas and Flicker, the little fire changeling that you picked up from last visit into the hedge, decided to go for a walk instead. But you approached this fetch, and he seemed pretty inclined or even prepared to die. He had been told to go here by Madeline or Mrs. Blackbird to hide, but after you found him, he was ready to face his death. However, you decided not to kill him, instead discussing whether or not he was actually the real Wenceslas, or if it was his soul put into this fetch's body, or some other thing, because he seemed to know about stuff that fetches usually shouldn't know about, and there was this whole confusion about why you were sent to kill him. So instead you decided to bring him back with you for now, potentially hiding him somewhere else. The plan wasn't entirely clear on that point, but as you decided to head back, he did mention that there was another changeling living in Littlebrook before you folks arrived, but who had decided to split from the main group after some disagreements. He was against the creation of the contract that would protect Littlebrook from the hedge and the Fae. His name is the Forester.
The woodsman.
The Woodsman. Sorry, the Woodsman. Forester was someone else. Another story. The Woodsman. And immediately you suspected him of having been the one who killed Inkwell. Although Wenceslas's fetch argued very strongly that this would not be the case. You went to where the Woodsman had previously been. How would you say, a meeting spot for the Woodsman, where the changelings could give him something or communicate with him. I think I'm echoing on someone's speakers now, by the way. Yeah, I keep hearing myself. The Wood Dude. Yeah, the Wood Dude. Someone have me on speaker?
I'm on push to talk.
Weird, because I'm hearing myself.
Oh, it might be the second account you've got going on.
Oh, that's good. Hold on. Once again, very professional.
100%.
I thought it was a pretty good solution.
No,
Effective.
it's all turned off.
Nope, that one's not muted. It's just got the headphones turned off.
Yeah, but it's muted over here.
Oh, well, never mind then.
Huh. Oh well. Now this is frustrating. It's very
Muted, but is the mic turned off as well?
should be.
This is what happens when we start 2 minutes early or 1 hour late.
Okay, yeah, no, it works. It shouldn't be
Okay,
transmitted.
it's even on push to talk, and I changed the button now, and apparently I don't hear myself anymore, so that's good.
Hey!
Hey, maybe it was me after all. Okay, sorry about that. So you met the woodsman, and he seemed less than inclined to meet with you, but after some discussion, he decided to bring you with him to his abode, where you could continue discussing these things unnoticed and unheard with the others. He wanted you to come with him. You decided to do that, and you wore blindfolds, following him through a wooden path, crossing a river, and once you took the blindfolds off, you were back in the hedge again. Your favorite place, full of these beautiful, delightful birch trees, and a small cottage with a little chimney and clothes hanging from a wire outside. Everything was really neat, except that there were these birch trees, and I do believe that's where we ended last time. So, did I miss anything?
I think that's pretty good.
If I missed anything, I'm sure I will be reminded soon enough. So,
A question
yes.
regarding that. Did Wenceslaus follow us in there
He
as well?
came along as well. He was, I
Yeah.
believe, told to follow by the woodsman.
Perfect.
So you're all now standing in front of this cottage, and let's play a storytelling game of Beautiful Madness. The woodsman, he walks over to a small fireplace. The kindling and the embers still a little bit hot. Some red dots and spots in the charcoal and the burned wood, and he takes out a small, I would say, corrugated piece of metal, puts it on a few rocks, and places a tea kettle on top of it, filling it with some water from a barrel. And he looks over at you and he says, "Well, make yourselves at home. We'll discuss matters shortly, but I think I need something to drink."
All right.
There's a few.
I'm gonna look quickly at Wenceslaus. Does he look any different now where when we seem
He
to be in this
looks
weird?
exactly like the fetch as he used to do before. So he's made out of chicken wire. He has twigs sticking out of the back of his head. Same clothes though. So he hasn't changed after entering the hedge. He looks, from what you can see, of course, it's difficult to see any facial features, but you can tell that he seems fairly uneasy about this whole situation. But seeing as he's living on borrowed time, more or less, he's willing to go through whatever is asked of him at the moment.
I'm gonna ask him then, like quietly, like almost whispering, like, "Have you been here before?"
No, never. We never went to visit him because of the disagreements.
I see.
There's a few logs around the campfire, so there's plenty of enough place for people to sit down. And the woodsman looks over at you and goes, "Sit down. It's fine." Are you familiar with what is a burrow? Are you familiar with that term?
Burrow?
Yes.
Badger or rabbit lizard?
I guess you can look at it that way. It's a bit of a pocket in the hedge. This is one of them. They usually don't come here. They leave me alone. Don't even know if they know of this place. Built it myself a couple of years ago, and haven't had any unwelcome visitors since.
Nova, having heard him just straight say they're in the hedge, is just sitting down, just like a tapping her foot, like crossing her arms, just trying to keep it together. But like, we're here again.
Well, yes and no. It is part of the hedge, but this is not the hedge. You won't be finding the Goblin Market here.
Does not comfort her, but
You're muted, Kitsu.
Sorry, good, because last time we went to the Goblin Market, or we were there not that long ago.
I set it on fire.
I mean, I guess you set it on fire, but it's kind of my fault for letting me out.
You know how I said there's certain things that maybe shouldn't leave the group? How about we add starting the Goblin Market on fire to that list of things that we don't share with people outside the group?
But that's one of the few cool things that Flicker has done. She
Yeah,
should be
but
proud of that.
She
Some-
looks
some
guilty, but she
people
nods.
Might
with
not
Nova.
think it's all that cool.
I'm gonna
So maybe
just
we'll
offer
get a
like a
feel for
high
the
five to
person.
Flicker.
I was just gonna say that there were like people going to eat changelings or whatever, and there was a ball happening. So yeah, it was kind of a lot.
So that's what that fire was. Well, I don't think it was much of a loss. They'll rebuild it soon enough anyway.
Sorry.
Don't have to apologize to me. I don't go there.
Then you're welcome.
Thank you.
See, I'm so good
The
at
question is,
negotiating.
though,
Why don't you guys let me talk more?
did you get any of them, though? Did you kill them?
Who? Them?
Them.
The big them?
The big T, yeah, them.
No, I didn't think so.
Well, I guess it can't be helped. But, good on you.
I mean, there was one of them, the one that had the party, and that one is really bad news. That one had like the majority of us captive for a while.
How do you know? Did you meet them?
Yep.
Did you tell anyone in town about this?
Yep.
Who?
All of them.
Yep.
Huh.
They aren't aware of the specifics of what was said, I believe, but they're aware that there was a meeting.
And they're aware that it is coming at the new moon.
Coming to.
Are looking for a way to stop it or slow it. Or
What do you mean
help.
coming? Coming to Littlebrook?
Coming to Littlebrook.
Why?
Apparently, there's something in Littlebrook that's been promised that it wants. So, yeah.
Huh. And you told the others this? They know about it?
Yep. What were we supposed to do? We couldn't stop it on our own.
Well.
That's why we're here.
Do you know what it could be that was promised? They didn't know.
I'm not aware of any deals we've made with them.
Okay.
So you're here. What? Yes.
Oh, I was just wondering if we could just kind of roll for like a see how truthful that statement seems to be.
Sure, go ahead. That would be not wits awareness, but empathy. Wits empathy? I believe that's the skill.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
She has a specialty in lies.
Yes, of course she does.
There we go.
No, but the
one
sleuth.
rude, but yeah, true. Okay, let's do this. 3.
3 successes. He seems like he might have some kind of idea. Like it doesn't seem completely alien to him, but you can't tell if he wasn't like when he
Yeah.
heard it. So probably didn't go like aha that, but he's thinking about it.
Thank you.
So you folks, when did you arrive to Littlebrook anyway? When did you get out of the edge?
Not too long ago.
Not that long ago.
What was it 2 weeks, 3 weeks now?
Something like that.
I mean,
Yeah.
real world time.
2 weeks?
2-3 weeks. I don't. Somewhere there. Why? You look perplexed.
How are you
What's wrong?
How are you holding up? It's only been 2 weeks since you escaped, and they're sending you off to do missions, to go back to the hedge.
If they told us more things, we would have been doing a lot better, wouldn't we?
This was my reaction the entire time. Right, this is shady, right? So shady. We had to fight a dragon. That was like 2 days.
Thursday. 2
Yep.
days. First day. 2 days. Okay.
We didn't just fight it; we killed it. 2
Well,
days.
Why
in,
did
we
you
killed
agree
the
to do
dragon.
it?
They said
Well,
they
it was
couldn't.
kind of our fault it was there in the first place.
Shh.
It was your fault that the dragon came to.
I mean, it came through with us.
I mean,
It
it was
wasn't
his fault. I'll point to Silas.
Wait,
Am I there
Silas
yet?
is not there.
Silas is
Oh,
not there.
You point to a tree.
I just point to
Why
the
did you
biggest
Why did you
rock I
bring a
can
dragon with you back?
We didn't bring it,
chased us out.
It followed us through.
Huh.
and we killed it, so we fixed it, right? That's fixing it.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Why didn't you just say no?
'Cause
And what? Let the dragon kill everybody in town or destroy it?
Was it your problem?
Littlebrook
We live
was
in
our
Littlebrook
home.
too. If it destroys Littlebrook, it destroys us.
My family is in Littlebrook.
I guess that's fair.
I think we didn't say no because we have been pretty used to saying yes for the last years of our lives.
What the fuck is Madeline doing?
That's fair. I didn't think of that.
You... It used to be in Littlebrook that when someone came back, we took care of them, we let them heal, we let them rest. Now they're sending you off to fight a dragon, and you visited the Goblin Market less than 2 weeks after you came out?
The ritual has, I don't know if we told you, but the ritual has,
Oh yeah, you told me.
yeah, I don't know.
That's not your
They
problem.
seem-
That's not your problem. You shouldn't be
No.
doing that. They should be doing that.
They
Yes.
sent us to take care of that too.
Well, it doesn't technically matter who's doing what because there's some big shit coming. And unless someone, whoever that might be, is doing something, I don't think Littlebrook, or at least we are not going to be around.
Tide's right.
She's not someone you want to deal with. I have not seen you kill someone or something or whatever, so sorry if I'm off, but that's a lot to do. Like, we may have killed a dragon. He punched it. I point to Nate. He also, there was another guy who punched it.
That's another guy?
Yeah, there's another guy. But anyway,
I think
Where
there's
is
called
this other guy?
back in
in town.
Littlebrook, he's helping with a fire, I think. I'm not sure. He stayed behind. But anyway,
No,
we killed the
anyway. You left
dragon.
him behind?
I mean,
He was helping clean up the town after a fire.
If
Alright.
anyone can handle themselves, it's him.
Okay. No one can see you here. I'm just letting you know. Matthew can't see you here. Madeline can't see you here. Most likely, none of them can see you here. I've been kept safe and hidden for 17 years. So, I want to help you out. You have been doing things you should not have been doing. They should not have asked you to do these things. And you deserve some answers. But I think you should go get your friend.
Probably a good call.
Have you
I'll go
been
get him.
hiding? Like, this is odd. Like, I thought. I mean, you've been hiding from them, like actively hiding.
They haven't come here.
Have they been looking for you? Like, are you in danger?
They're looking for all of us eventually. They want us back when they realize we're gone, and they miss us.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
let's
call that danger, but that's depends from the point of view, I guess.
What?
let's go get Silas,
think-
perhaps.
Tide thinks you're talking about Littlebrook
Yeah,
and not the other
Oh.
yeah,
the
yeah.
other folk.
Well, I
Thanks.
wouldn't say hiding. I just don't want him to come here. I don't want to speak to them. I don't want to meet them. He kind of looks over at Venceslas. But that's not much of an option right now. They made a real mess of things when I'm being gone.
Can we trust them though? I mean, there's a difference between a bad decision and a malicious decision.
Trust them as in, do you think they'll give you away to them? Do you think they'll try to kill you? They won't. Neither of those things. But they're not telling you the truth.
I knew
What is the
it.
truth?
Wenceslas kind of looks over. It's like, you don't know that. You don't know what they've said. And kind of looks over at the fetch. Goes, I know them. I know them better than you do. You might have spent 17 years with them or however long you were there, but I know what they're capable of. He hands. He looks over to you. All right, I can let one of you go and come back here. This he hands a little compass to Lars. All right, Michael. This will lead the way back here. But I want it back, and I want you to promise me, on your name, that you won't bring anyone but your friend here.
You have my word.
Whose word do I have?
You have the word of Lars Johansson.
Very well. He holds out his hand.
Shake his hand, take the compass.
As
I'll
you
be back in
Yeah, sorry.
a little bit.
You shake his hand, and although you don't actually see anything happen, you do feel it's like the turning of a cog or a puzzle piece being put in place where it wasn't before. It's just the world feels a little bit more connected, if that's a word. And you immediately know exactly which way your car is.
Okay.
Well, we'll wait for your turn. Shouldn't be long. Littlebrook's about 10 minutes away once you get to the car.
I'll be back shortly then. And Michael will turn and march off.
All right. He turns to look at the rest of you. All right, so I only have a few couple of teas. Got some spearmint, got some herbal green tea that I never drink. What do you guys want?
Anything will do.
I'm alright. I don't need anything.
None for me.
Just water, please.
All right, looks at Flicker, and she just goes, mint? All right, green tea it is. And he pours 3 cups of green tea, some water for Tide, and nothing for Nova. And we will go to Silas for now, because Silas, you have been helping out in Littlebrook. You have been lifting off pieces of the bridge that have fallen into the river. You have cleared some debris. You have helped put it in a pile, loaded it onto trucks. It's been quite a bit of work, quite a few hours, but it probably feels very good finally working with your body, being able to lift and carry stuff, doing something constructive with it. You've been getting some appreciative looks and thanks from the people you've been helping out, and Joan's been serving coffee and cherry pie to people, and it's been pretty nice so far.
I imagine there's been parts of the bridge that bulldozers and cranes can't really get to, at least not
Yeah.
without risking damaging everything else around.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've had to wade out into the water and kind of work to dislodge some parts, and the steel frame is still there, so it's rebuildable, but at the moment all the wood's been removed because almost nothing survived this. It's sad though, this bridge has been around for a long time.
As long as me.
It's been repaired. Didn't look exactly this way when you were around, but yeah, it's been around for longer than you, actually.
I look at the steel and think there was a time that this bridge was almost entirely wood back in the old days. Steel wasn't there before, but well, thankfully it is now. Now it's a set of bones to rebuild on top of it.
Yeah.
You can get the old bridge, I think to myself idly, despite the fact that after a disaster like that, probably no one's going to be interested in building it exactly the way it was. But I've been wrong before.
Well, you've been hearing some talks from the people who've been fixing the bridge, and there is a historical society in town, and they've one of them actually helping out as part of the society, and they're talking about rebuilding it even like the old way, the way it was built before, but of course modernizing it a little bit, or making it look perhaps Scandinavian, looking into how bridges look over in Norway and stuff, where people used to come from when they went to Littlebrook, when they were settled in Germany. But it's mostly just small talk. No one's really decided what to do yet. And you're oh, sorry.
I hear the ideas from the Historical Society, most of which go well over my head in terms of a long grasp of history and architecture. I think to myself, looks like that's one more surprise. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, and you're sitting on the nearby field of grass close to Jones, and you're enjoying perhaps some coffee. You've been offered a beer. I don't know if you've taken it, but yeah, most of the work is done. It's been quite a few hours, but it's been cleared out.
Yeah, I'll take the beer.
Yeah,
it's just one.
It's tiny in your hand. It's just one, and it's not particularly strong, but it's from a local brewery actually. So it's one of those microbreweries that well, is news to you. Those things weren't around when you were a kid.
Okay. And when I have it, I mean, yes, it's a taste of the past, but to me, after working up a sweat on all that building, it just seems like a job well done. If you remember that scene from Shawshank Redemption where they tar the roof,
oh yeah,
and get a beer that they didn't expect. I mean, in a way, I expected it, but in another real sense, I do remember working for Mother. I do remember that some of the rewards were much grander and more powerful, but sometimes when you expect a reward, you got punishment instead.
Yeah, exactly. And you never did. You never actually felt good about the work you did, even when you'd done good. You didn't feel good about it, right?
That'd be a good way to put it. Yeah, like sometimes I'd feel pride in myself. Usually shame, though. usually thinking, is there a way I could have done that better?
Yeah.
And for a while, I thought, well, I'm just not smart enough to find a way to do it better. It's only much later and after a lot of experience that I realized you can't make bad things go that much better unless you try and make it better for yourself. That's not how it works.
Yeah. So as you're sitting there thinking about it, having the beer, you see the Beetle or the Volkswagen driving down the street, coming up from the north, and you see there's only one person sitting in it. It's Lars, and he comes to a stop, a couple of feet away from you. You're sitting pretty close to the old road.
I frown a bit and lumber over. Hey, Lars.
Hey, Biggin.
And I duck down. Huh. I try to think and remember what Lars's name was back in the Goblin Market. Is that a nickname? Or... Hey,
Grumpy.
Grumpy, that's the one. Yeah.
Grumpy, I think.
okay, I'm not gonna actually remember that. I wouldn't have that presence together. Oh, okay. What's happening?
We've met an ally, and he would like to meet you.
Me? Huh. Can't imagine what I've done. Why?
Well, he wants to meet all of us. The rest of the group is
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
so-
All right, I'll get in the car.
all right.
It smells faintly of blood in here.
And
Animal
smoke.
blood and smoke, of course.
Even I can smell this and tell something's wrong. What happened in here?
Well, the fire was caused by a small, well, I guess it would be an elemental. So kind of like tide, but fire instead of water and ice.
Oh yeah, the little girl who was here, right?
Yep.
I think I remember her.
So we we took her, and in the process of bringing her to see the principal, we discovered that Inkwell had been killed.
Ah, jeez.
So
Isn't he the newspaper guy?
yeah, he was the guy that published the newspaper. So we went to tell the others about that, and found that they had gone to. I think they went into the hedge, if I remember correctly, to try to find the items that we would need to recreate the ritual that locked the city from the hedge.
Yeah.
And so we ended up speaking with Wenceslas, who asked us to go and find his fetch. That's the word I think he used for it. That thing that took over for him. Well, we found that fetch, and it was rather unfetch-like, and told us about another changeling that was a part of the community back before the binding spell was put into place. And he did not agree with the spell and had left. Well, we tracked him down, and he is going to, well, he's going to, I think, help us maybe, or at least try to fill us in on maybe some of the stuff the I guess you'd call them the council has not maybe been fully 100% truthful with us on. But before he
Hey,
does that, he wants to meet all of us.
I have just one question for you. Now that I think about it,
Mhm.
what do you think? Is there a lot of stuff we still don't know?
I think there's more that we don't know than we have ever known. I think we have barely scratched the surface of whatever this life is that we have returned to. That's what I think.
You're smarter than me, so you probably have a better grasp on it. To me, whenever I look around this place, I feel like a man out of time. But then I realize, even if you put me right back where we were, you and me, I still wouldn't be able to do it. You know, there were jobs for huge guys who didn't know how to do things, but those were falling apart more and more. You know, I didn't used to be dumb, Lars. I used to do pretty well at school. I used to, have the idea of going on to college or something. I know I can never do that now.
I think that we have been changed on a fundamental level.
Yeah, but it's that and the fact we've been gone. You and I have been gone for decades. Like even if they try to explain just the basics of what were happening, I get some of it. I get that there's no Reds anymore, at least none in Russia, not the same way. I I get that all these new technologies come across. That Blockbuster Video was born and died before we even got to see it, and it would have looked like something incredible back in our time.
Think of it this way. We got a one-way time travel ticket.
Yeah, like something
Something
out of Jules Verne, right?
exactly.
I mean, here's the thing. This is why I need you to tell me. It feels like no matter what we do, no matter how much we could know, it feels like we have to catch up on everything these people have been through before we get why they've done things. I mean, I'm not saying that we should just do whatever the people on top of Littlebrook say. Maybe there's a good point for why the guy you're talking about left. I don't know, man. Sometimes I feel like someone coming through into town is going to make the most sense of anything. At least that's something I get. Everything else, this, what do you call it, intrigue? Feels like we have to catch up on 60 years, and we don't even have 60 days to do it in.
No. But I think that talking to this woodsman, as he's called, and getting his side of the story, getting his insight, will maybe help us to understand at least something. Getting a second opinion, I guess, a different viewpoint. He was opposed to the ritual that they conducted 17 years ago. He was one of basically they told him if he didn't like it to leave, so he did. So he can at least tell us what happened back then. Give us information about that maybe the people who conducted the ritual, have forgotten or have tainted with their own bias. Obviously, we're not going to take everything that he says at 100% face value because that would be stupid, but I think that we at least need to listen to him.
I lean my head back against the seat of the car as we drive on, taking this in, trying to figure out what I'm going to say before I finally say it. And I just think, do you even think it's possible? Even if everyone told us everything, sometimes I feel like we'll be lucky to get the town ready, ready for what's happening, much less figure the rest of it out. But, well, you've had a pretty good grasp of it, so yeah, let's go talk to him. What do you got to lose?
That was kind of what I was thinking. More knowledge, no better, right? Isn't that what they say?
Yeah, knowledge is power. Pretty sure I heard that in school.
That sounds about right.
You're muted, Chris.
Whoops, my bad. So you're heading back. Stop at the rest stop. Get off. Immediately, you just see the path right away. You don't. It doesn't light up or anything like that. You just know exactly that's the way I'm going. It's like as if you were walking home from the pub late at night, just straight ahead. And you walk through the thicket. You continue deep into the woods. You pass across a small brook, and on the other side, you blink and suddenly you're surrounded by the birch trees. But you realize there's still a little bit way to go, and you do realize it's not nearly as devoid of other plant life as it is when you were in the hedge before, both when you escaped but also when you went back again. There's still some shrubberies, some bushes left. There's even some bird song you hear. So this seems to be somewhere even closer to our world than usual. And soon enough, you find the cottage. And what have the rest of you been doing for these 30-ish minutes that have been going on? Drinking tea?
Staring at the birch trees, just waiting for something to happen. Oh, there's one there too. And there's another one. Oh, I don't like this at all.
Yeah, Flicker's kind of been sitting fairly close to Nova. Like, this is still like a foot or something away from Nova because, ew. But she whispers kind of like, I don't really like those trees.
Oh, they're the worst. I hate. Okay,
Please
listen,
don't burn them down.
Oh, damn it! Listen, you're not in this conversation. Get out of here. I'm thinking burning might be like that. Like, keep it in the back of your mind.
Just a little bit of fire, not a lot.
Yeah. I'm on board with this plan.
Just around the house.
What's that over there, Nate? Yeah. Okay, just not yet, though. Okay.
Okay, I'll keep it in mind.
Tide kind of stood up and is like, just pacing. Looks pretty tense. Also, not very happy. Just like very thoughtful, very like staring the trees down and just not a little bit distracted, not hearing this conversation at all between Nova and Flicker.
All right.
Yeah.
Jonas will stand with Tide and just like I think one time I'll ask her or them, well, what's up?
Just don't know what to think, Things are not what I thought they would be when I broke free, that's all. There's a lot of things that are not like they used to be, and they might never again be if they would be at all. And I definitely don't want to go back again. So, yeah, feels like there's a lot of stuff there and that's not in my hands that I can't help. And
But-
that's, yeah.
But do you feel that we're making progress at least? Like we're going from nowhere to somewhere, even if there's 2 step forward, 1 step back.
No. I feel like we're just waded into with some kind of quicksand at this point. I'm just bracing myself to hear what the fuck the actual truth is and how bad it is. And then, I don't know, it's more like waiting on a vine to be able to pull yourself free. Sorry, not very, don't have a lot of nice things to say right now. Not your
It's
fault
no
or
worries.
anything.
No, well, maybe somewhat. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten lost in the mine in the first place. But I'll look out for that vines for
Mm.
for both of us, if nothing else.
Are you blaming yourself? Jonas, are
I
you
don't know.
blaming yourself? Look at me.
I I don't know. Maybe somewhat a bit, but I know I could not have maybe done any other done anything else about it, but I still did it. I still asked it to take me away and take me home. But I didn't know better. I'm trying not to blame myself.
You shouldn't, because they would have taken advantage of people much less smarter than you. And they have, because here I am. Sup? But, you didn't make me. At least don't blame yourself for that. You didn't make me come after you. I went. Because I was a stubborn shit, and I guess I'll die a stubborn shit. Right? Or
Well,
live. I mean, hey.
yeah, let's put the dying part on hold for now.
Yeah.
Focus on the living part, and even though we are in the quicksand, we're looking for that vine, and maybe we'll get out, and maybe this guy here over here can help us.
Yeah, maybe. It didn't hit me that, we weren't we needed time to heal and time to rest and time to wrap our brains around what's happening and trying to figure it out. I didn't think about what would it mean to live like this in Littlebrook for years to come. It's so difficult to think of more than one thing at a time, honestly. I feel like whatever happened to me when I came back from the hedge is pretty weird. I don't know. But yeah, my thoughts are a bit everywhere. Sorry, I'm not making sense.
Yeah, that's all right. I think you make sense. I'm just. Yeah, I agree with you. We should have a time to heal, and I do not particularly like that we are stuck in this situation again. And somewhat, I feel still that it's the plan all along, and that we are just maybe walking back to where we were.
I have a feeling too that might have been at least part of it, or like just a kind of a convoluted way to go about it. I don't know though, but I just this is so messed up, and I just want to find a place where I don't feel like shit, where I don't. Well, I feel like I've got solid ground underneath my feet to go back to the quicksand thing. And like feel safe, feel secure somewhere, because if that can happen, then I can do much more. I can be much more. I can not be distracted by doubts and feel difficult about things, but it's been getting more and more complex and difficult, and I want to fucking punch all of them so bad. They were lying to us. Why? What did we do to earn that? I know some may say, yeah, they were protecting us from what? From something. Yeah, knowing some stuff can put you in danger, but at the same time, oh my god, I'm so angry. We met her again because of them. Because for some reason they couldn't go. For some reason it had to be us. It's making me so mad. Sorry.
And I'm gonna tell you what you told me the first night back in Littlebrook. Don't say sorry.
Okay. Yeah, fair. Thank you.
Have some tea. It's good actually.
Okay.
I'll get you a cup.
Thank you.
And time passes. You see Wenceslas's fetch and the woodsmen are talking in low tone, and seems that they're building some kind of bond or something similar. I'm echoing again, I think. I think I might be echoing off Kitsus. Sorry. But time passes slowly, and eventually Silas and Lars return to the cottage. And the woodsman looks up and goes, "All right, well, is that everyone then?" "Oh, it's a big one." "What did they keep you for, guarding a bridge?"
Just finished clearing all the ruins of one, actually.
"Huh."
Yeah, I've guarded things, chased things. You're the one who wants to meet us, huh?
"Yeah, that's me, the woodsman. Well, wanted to meet. It's more that I want to help you. I want to set a few things straight, and I also want to give you guys a little bit of a break. Seems they've been running you ragged since you came back."
What's been happening?
Yeah. So he sits down and pours himself some more tea. "Take if you want any. I've got some shepherd's pie and some fruits inside if you're hungry. Goblin fruits as well if you're drained. But I got all the time in the world, so if you have any questions, if you want to know something, I'll answer it to the best of my ability. But I don't know everything. I've been gone for a while."
Okay. Where to start? This, and I point to Wenceslaus. Is this Wenceslaus fetch or the real Wenceslaus?
Wenceslas
what am I
didn't have a
saying?
fetch
Yeah.
when I left. I don't know if this is something they made or if they found him.
Okay.
I mean, open his shirt, check for yourself.
Well, I know he's a fetch.
Do they normally have like animals inside of them, like hearts?
He looks over at Wenceslas, who kind of awkwardly buttons up his shirt again and shows. And Silas, you haven't seen this before, but there is a... Wait, who? Did all of you? Yeah, all of you saw this. There is a cat with its heart pierced inside of this a nest of cat screaming in the background.
A cat. A
Yeah,
cat.
a
did you
cat.
say?
A cat. It seems to be living, and there's blood trickling from this thorn that's piercing its heart, which is trickling out into the limbs of this fetch.
My God.
I've never seen them done like that before. No.
I'm sure I've never seen something specific like this either. I'm sure I've taken apart a fetch in the past.
Yeah, there's
Sure,
never
I've had
been
to smash
anything.
one to
Yeah,
paste,
there's
but
never
never
been anything living
quite-
in them.
What is that? How? Why is there a cat in him?
I suspect that they made him after Wenceslaus was into the ritual, and then maybe they needed something alive for a life or something, or blood magic, or I don't know, but
That's quite
something
possible.
like that.
It's quite possible.
I nod numbly. This is more messed up than the standard fetch, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to figure out how or why, but
I wish I could help
definitely-
you, the fetch says, but I really don't know who made me and when they made me. I always assumed I was the real one.
If you're the fetch, you must be telling the truth. Or at the very least, that really is all you can and are allowed to say. So I guess it's not your fault.
What can I say? I remember painting the large picture of the celebrations on the green in the city hall. I remember marrying Madeline. I remember everything. But look at me. I'm neither human nor changeling.
Well, then we know, but it doesn't matter what you are. You're alive, as far as I'm concerned, at least.
Thank you. That really means a lot to me.
Inkwell was killed, his head cut off, and it smelled like almonds. What is that?
Almonds, you said.
Yes.
When was he killed?
Yesterday?
Well, that's when we found him. Could have been earlier. No one cared to look.
When was
He
the last
was-
time anyone?
He was drained of blood as well. Madeline seemed, as far as we saw, we didn't see any blood at least. Madeline seemed very concerned. Whoops.
Who lost Lars, unfortunately.
Lars, he's out to kill Wenceslaus fetch now.
Yep.
Oh, we should have kept an eye on him.
Sorry.
Yeah.
He'll probably be right back, and the cameras will be set in place again. There we go.
There we go.
Welcome back.
So I think we all met him before we went into the hedge, but not after that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he was kind of a jerk, so we weren't really going to hang out with him a whole lot. Like, I don't want to talk bad of the dead, but also, like, he was a jerk.
Yeah, it was never really that nice of a guy to hang around with, but I don't think he deserved to be killed. Do you know
no.
why he was killed?
No.
Why did you go to the Goblin Market?
He had to get
The
Crown.
the
crown
crown.
got stolen.
It had been stolen.
Who stole the crown?
Some hobgoblins.
Huh. The crown used in the contract, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who had it when it was stolen?
Did Inkwell have the crown?
Nah, he had the thing that he left on the ground, I think. Staff? It's been a lot of things.
That's right. Who had the crown?
Oh, was it Amanda?
No,
Yes.
Amanda had the
She had the
cloak.
Oh,
Mhm.
I don't remember who had the crown.
There was also the spear of summer.
Spear was
And the
with the
spear
sheriff.
was with the sheriff. The mirror was broken, and the crown was with Inkwell.
Mhm.
We're bad at this.
So Inkwell lost.
They might have killed him and to take the crown.
He was killed in the same way as his fetch.
Hmm.
Oh, he was. That's right.
You know anything about this? The almond smell, the lack of blood, the
I can't really place what the smell would be from. The lack of blood, I have some ideas about. Who did
do
you
you mean?
say took the? Who was it that took the crown?
Two hobgoblins. What were their names? One was really tall and skinny. The other was kind of shorter and pudgy. Looked like a bat almost.
Huh.
trick and stick, I think they called them.
That
Oh.
wasn't the cloak, though?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
took the
that was
cloak.
the cloak. It doesn't necessarily mean that the same people took the crown.
But you went back to retrieve the crown, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From whom? From these trick and stick?
No, there was someone who sold it to the Goblin Market, and we found it at a. No, what we didn't necessarily find it. Oh yeah, someone had sold it to this guy called Little Tim, and he
Oh,
sold it
Little Big
on.
a little Tim, big little Tim.
Yeah,
And
and
he
he
sold
sold
it
it. He
on.
couldn't to the Duke of Summer. I think was that the dude?
I think so. Who gave it
The Arch.
to
The Arch of Midsummer.
Yeah.
Oh, that
That
thing,
was me
right?
on out of character saying the name.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. The
who gave it to the beautiful mother.
the Arch of Midsummer, you say?
Well, he was gonna give it to the beautiful mother, but we got it first, and that's where we accidentally released Flicker here and set the Goblin Market on fire. So that's what that happened.
So it would be presumably then one of the Arch of Midsummer's servants who fetched the crown or got the crown. You believe Inkwell was killed then?
Might have.
Maybe, but I don't.
Well, not necessarily, because it depends whether the Duke asked for this to be taken and then Little Tim was just the mediary, or if it was just, that it was an artifact that someone felt was there and needed to retrieve because it wasn't anymore in the ritual place that was frozen. So
Wait, but correct
we
me if I'm
don't
wrong.
know.
If Inkwell had it and then it was stolen, wouldn't have he had to report it stolen?
Yeah. So it could be that he was dead since then.
It was reported stolen by Matthew and Amanda, who had been in touch with Inkwell.
Then
Interesting.
they should know that he was dead then, right?
Presumably so.
Oh boy.
We've not been paranoid enough. Again, I apologize to you, Jonas, because plus, Principal Blackbird was the one who was like, "Go, stay away, and I'll take care of it. She'll take care of the body." We only got to stay and look at a little, and then she told us to go.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure. One of them, you can probably tell us which one would be able to do this. They took care of the body, and she was like, sorry you had to see this. And we all had the same
Madeline said that.
dream. Yeah, we all
Wait,
had the same dream.
what is this about a dream?
We woke up with Littlebrook covered in snow. This was after we told them we found Inkwell dead. Littlebrook was under snow, completely snowed in. Like, hadn't seen snow like that. I guess maybe at the height of winter, but it was
Buildings were covered
August.
up to the second story.
Huh.
Yeah. So we went out, and everything, like, it wouldn't let us go anywhere. The fog, the it felt closed in. Like, we started walking one way, and then we would just like turn around, and we would be walking in place almost. It felt like, at least to me. I don't know if you guys felt any differently, but I don't think so. And we're trying to get a better look at things, and then the only thing that we could technically, get to was Inkwell's place, and he was sitting there with his head back on his shoulders.
He said
And yeah, you guys went in, right?
Yeah. He had a line on his neck, and then he was talking in a voice, and he said those words, the time takes all. He said like a riddle thing, which is pretty creepy, even if the person saying it isn't already dead.
I think I have it. Jonah starts going through his pockets for the notes that he scribbled down after the dream. It's like, yeah, and I show it to him. I can
Do you
I
want
can
me
read
to?
it.
Do you want? Oh, you want to read it?
No, you do it.
Okay. Should I read it out loud?
he'd like.
Well, yeah.
A dramatic reading, please.
Time.
Dramatic reading.
All right. He starts reading. Takes out a pair of small glasses. Actually, puts them on. Time takes all. Yet a world without glamour is nary a world at all, but a husk without soul. Is it two sides of a coin? Is the solution a quick death or a slow? Is it really a coin? Huh. What does that mean?
No clue.
We were hoping you'd know.
Well, it's about two choices, right?
That was
A world without
right-
glamour? Isn't that what?
right
Yeah.
before we were sent to kill the fetch.
Huh. Did you tell anyone about this?
Yeah.
Wenceslas.
Huh. And how did he react?
He was pretty upset already that Inkwell was dead, so we didn't really get anything out of him except that.
And then he sent you to kill this thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, when we met at the fetch, sorry, Wenceslas, I don't mean to say fetch, just you're different. Anyway, you
It's fine,
basically
you can
said
call me
words.
Fetches. It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you said like words. You said quick death or slow one. Like you said the words that Inkwell said when we came to get you. Like those words.
I did. You're right. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, it was pretty creepy. We'll be honest.
This is the fetch actually looks very upset about the whole when you've been retelling it. I can't imagine that Madeline would do anything like this. I know she didn't always see eye to eye with Inkwell. None of us did. He was always very abrasive, but no one would have killed him. We don't kill each other. And the woodsman kind of looks over and goes, well, that's true. I don't think there's ever been any killing between changelings and Littlebrook for as long as I have been around. Of course, things might have changed. It's been a while.
One theory that I had floated was that just didn't they decapitate Fetch at one point? It was reminiscent of that killing. I was thinking that maybe it could have been a Fetch taking revenge, but I feel like that seems too far fetched. That was not intentional.
Yeah, it was. We know.
It wasn't.
It's
wasn't.
possible. Some of the fair folk are known to be able to occasionally see through the eyes of the fetches they create. It's possible there's a connection there. It's possible that somehow Inkwell didn't actually kill his fetch, or that somehow another fetch was aware of it. There's a lot of ifs here. I'm unfortunately not able to give you much help on things that have happened recently. I've willingly kept myself out of the local politics.
Is it possible for someone other than a fair folk or whatever you call them to create a fetch?
It's old magic. It's powerful magic. But it's probably possible. We're part them anyway. It only depends on how far you're willing to go. Considering the contract they decided to invoke, I'd say with that kind of investment into it, making a fetch doesn't seem too far-fetched. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, you go, Nova.
Oh, no, that's okay. I just had like a quick question, and this is a side question, and then hey, how many more like days till the new moon? Just keeping that in
12
back of our heads.
days.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Continue on. We're cool.
right,
That's like
that's right.
a little less than 2 weeks. We're fine.
When you left Woodsman, were Madeline pregnant?
Yes, she was.
She still is.
8 months.
Do you know? She still is pregnant after 17 years. Is that have to do anything about the ritual? Who's the father? Is it Wenceslaus? Is it someone else?
Well, as far as I know, it's Wenceslaus. And I suspect that's an unexpected side effect of the contract. I don't believe Madeline knew that was going to happen.
Wait. What all do you know about the contract and its side effect?
I knew it was going to close Littlebrook off from the hedge, from Arcadia, from Glamour itself, I suppose. At least that part of the world. It was intended to preserve what was, and I didn't agree with that because that would mean that there could be no new arrivals. There wouldn't be anyone stumbling back into Littlebrook who had been taken. Believe me, plenty of people had been taken. We sacrificed an entire class for that.
An entire class?
Wait, what do you mean sacrifice?
Class of 02. They never came back.
But what do you mean sacrifice?
They're Madeline's old class. She was the head teacher for them, homeroom teacher, I guess you'd call them. They were going to celebrate their graduation in 02, and they were at the mines, and they were all of them taken. Fetches put in their place, and well, don't know if she told you anything about this.
They mentioned that the entire class was taken, but no mention of selling or sacrificing was mentioned.
They said the class was taken, and that's why they made the ritual, because that's
Yeah.
what's like.
That's sacrifice in the sense that they would never be able to come back. See, Flicker's
okay.
kind of staring intently at the woodsman as he's talking.
Flicker, were you,
at the
Flicker,
woodsman.
were you
Yeah.
part of that class? Flicker?
She kind of looks at Nate and goes, I don't know. It sounds familiar, but I all I know is the fire and the glass. I was inside for so long. I felt like I was there for for eternity.
Do you remember what your birthday is?
No, I don't remember anything from before.
Okay.
And I remember the name Jean. That's all I remember.
Nova, knowing it's gonna hurt, still reaches out like a little hand on the side to flicker, just
Yeah.
to
It's like touching a stove, so it doesn't leave a blister. But it's like your hand kind of. But she
just like hover it over.
She kind of looks over at you and looks a little.
Just hover hand flicker.
Thank you. The woodsman continues. We destroyed the fetches, all of them, and that was at Madeline's request. And after that, we decided not to have that happen again. Well, I say we decided. I didn't agree with it.
So let me get this right. She sacrificed the whole class. She knew they were going to get taken.
No, she didn't.
And no?
No, she didn't know they were going to be taken. She could. How would she have known?
I mean, wasn't that part of the preparation for whatever?
No. When I said sacrifice, I meant that they were stuck beyond the hedge. I didn't say she sacrificed it. Why would she sacrifice her entire class?
It sounded that way for a moment. You can see Tide calms down a bit.
I mean, she loved those children.
When's the slows?
Tie back together. Why would anybody kill Inkwell at the end of the day? Would it make sense that he was killed when they stole the thing? I don't think that makes sense, right? Because someone would have had to report it stolen. Or were they covering it up?
He was
I'm
talking to somebody from outside of the town, correct?
He had letter reports, but they went back years, except for about the time of the ritual, I think, where stuff just got repeat. Also, he was flirting a bit, but that's neither here nor there. Something changed, though, I think, in the letters. I've been reading them a bit over and over again because they're very interesting. But and sometimes the details are a little they skip over me.
What do you mean something changed?
They changed. They became very like the same. Like the same things happening.
Like the same wording, the same everything, or
out of character. Exactly how would you describe that, Chris?
Well, you mostly read the letters, copies of the letters he'd sent, and his reports to Minneapolis, the freehold over there, essentially just rinse and repeat. Oh, nothing much to report, nothing's happening, everyone's carrying on with life. Pretty much what you'd expect when nothing really happens for 17 years. The letters from Minneapolis are a bit more detailed, of course. There's stuff happening there. There's been new arrivals, there's been threats to the freehold, there's been what do we call them? Privateers. You don't really know what that word means, but it's been a lot more stuff going on over there.
So I could tell that moment in the 17-year mark, everything just started kind of being so not copy and paste, but just everything's fine.
Wait, so they sealed off Area World at all? They sealed off Glamour from Littlebrook, right?
Well, the outside Glamour, yes. People still create
yes.
it. I'm not entirely sure about the details. Matthew would know more about this. He was the one who worked out the kinks of the ritual.
They sealed it off, and then everything starts getting the same. Is Littlebrook stuck in a time loop or something like that? Not necessarily a time loop, but because there isn't Glamour.
Well, no, because they were cut off from the the seasons didn't change as much, so everything kind of stagnated. It is my understanding, out of character.
So
Was
then we can't
because
let
it-
them seal off little.
Wenceslas kind of nods because that's how I experienced it as well. Time didn't actually stop. It just life stopped. Life stopped changing. Life stopped moving forward.
Shit. That's why she's been pregnant for so long.
Yeah.
without the influence of the courts, the seasons, everything kind of stagnated.
Everything stops. Yeah.
It was
Uh,
nary a
about
world at
that
all.
about that kid, the pregnancy. Is it what, like, other people, Wenceslaus, other people got pregnant and got children? Why was Madeline's dependent on
I
on
don't
glamour?
know. I
Well,
really don't know.
She's a changeling like us,
Nova
right? So
Nova tries to get their attention. I think we kind of know.
We do.
Well, let's not.
She's trying to very
I don't-
quietly, like,
Jonas
nod.
has hard. No, Jonas gives her a quick nod, just like, I know, but his heart's with gesturing with his facial expressions because he doesn't have any. But Jonas says after a while, maybe we shouldn't speculate too much. I think still we're missing a lot of information about what's going on. Maybe I'm thinking maybe we could confront Matthew and Madeline with this, that we know more stuff now, and see if they will come clean to tell us.
There is a way for you to find answers to questions even I can't answer, if you want my advice.
We would appreciate your advice.
In the hedge, there is a goblin, or I guess you could call him almost like our goblin king. His name is Skrimner, and he doesn't follow the rules of any of the lords and ladies who kept us at bay. And I've dealt with him before. He's often willing to trade in secrets if either you best him in some kind of challenge or you give him something of equal value. I can tell you where to find him if you want to seek the answers there. He has nothing invested in Littlebrook. He doesn't care about our hometown. So in that sense, he's as reliable as a goblin creature can go. Although he's pretty wily and doesn't like to lose.
Okay, so there's no downsides to this. We're just gonna go into the hedge and talk to this goblin who's apparently super smart and has no. This is
And
great.
doesn't
I love
like
it.
to
Let's go back
lose.
into the hedge.
That's entirely up to you. He will be able to answer questions much more in detail than I can do. But that's a decision for you to make.
Nova just starts to pace back and forth, just knowing what's about to happen. Tries to punch a birch tree. Doesn't go well.
Can I start a fire now?
No.
Okay,
Please do
like
not.
5 more.
If it was if it was Lars, or if it was Lars telling you not to start a fire, maybe start a fire. But look, if I'm telling you not to start a fire, that means it's serious and you shouldn't start a fire.
Okay.
This is his home. Let's not start his house on fire.
That's a maybe, Flicker. Just
That's not a maybe.
It's a maybe.
it's a maybe. Okay.
That's not a maybe.
Here, try
There's
punching a
nothing
tree with
maybe
me.
about the don't start a fire.
She kind of punches a tree, and immediately her knuckles kind of start turning orange as she.
Oh no! Oh no! No!
Oh.
No!
Okay. All right. Cool. I think you can punch trees really good, though. It's good knowledge to have. You're pretty cool, Flicker. I'm coming around on you.
You're pretty cool too, Nova. I guess. I like your glasses.
Yeah. Thank you. They're also my eye.
Okay, that's weird.
Heck yeah. I used to have wings.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, it also sucked, but it was also pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wings would be cool to have.
Yeah, they're cool. I didn't get to use them a lot, but I had them. They were kind of ugly, but I had them.
Big guy. Jonas goes to Silas. Is this Skrimner? Is that anyone you traveled somewhat more than the rest of us? I think someone you heard of, someone you know of.
You can go ahead and roll a intelligence occult. See if you remember. I know it's not your strong suit. but
Yeah.
On the other hand, it's not
Say
gonna
the
be it's not
least.
gonna be super difficult.
What's the difficulty rating?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be 2 successes. But the more after that you get, the more you'll know.
Pretty sure I have like 3 dice tops, maybe 2.
You might get exploding dice.
It's true. I'm giving it a shot. Fail.
Ah. Well, you
Ring a bell, no.
you do know something though, even though you do know that you remember that Mother did not like it when you interacted with these kind of hobgoblins, those who were not in their direct control of the true Fae, so to speak. So you wouldn't know much about him, but you do know that they're not on good terms with the Fae.
I can tell you that my employer was not a fan. I imagine it takes some effort to resist them, especially if you're a hobgoblin. What that means, anything about them, well, learning too much about them would be pretty dark in itself. For some reason, I feel like I used to know, but when I go back for it, there's a blank spot in my head. Do any of you know anything like that? Just looking for a memory and not being able to find it anymore? Anyways,
I can't say I do.
well, I'm sorry I couldn't be more help.
No worries.
I get the feeling I might know, but not today.
Maybe we go there, maybe we are not. But right now we're on a quest or a mission or something to kill this poor guy over here, gestures to Wenceslaus, and we're not gonna do that. Are we gonna tell them that we're not gonna do that, or are we gonna uh, are we just gonna say that we did? Hide him somewhere, hide him here, perhaps.
He'll know though, won't he? Like he knew where he was. Like, well, no. You can feel your fetch. Would he know? I don't know.
I don't think they'll be able to spot him if he hides here. It's just a woodsman.
So another secret.
And he can stay with you.
He's more than welcome to, if he wants to. I would very much like that.
All right.
Would you want that, Wenceslaus?
Yeah, he nods. Yes, I would very much like to stay here if that's possible.
Good.
We can catch up the 70 years we've missed, and the woodsman just kind of goes, yeah. It's good.
Do we have anything else we want to ask, or do we need to? Maybe we can. Should start think on what to do next.
Yeah.
Go back to the other Wenceslaus and say, hey, we did it.
No,
Well-
let's do what you said. Say we didn't, and we have it in, and maybe then he will tell us why he wanted it dead so badly.
Good idea.
But maybe then we should leave. We are, after all, under some kind of time pressure.
So we're gonna leave it here, and
Him.
we're gonna go
We're gonna
talk
leave
to
him here.
We need to both talk to Wenceslaus and Madeline about what happened to Inkwell as well. She said she would tell us.
Okay.
And maybe we can do some. Yeah, we'll leave these two to catch up, and when we can catch up in the beetle, maybe.
All right. Sounds like a plan. If it gives you any trouble, feel free to kill it.
Woodsman kind of looks over at his axe and goes,
Please don't.
Flicker kind of just gives the Woodsman a look like, if you do that, I'm going to burn down your house and I'm going to burn this entire forest down. Just so you know.
Yeah. There was like, yeah. Tell him, Flicker.
Oh dear.
And then she flips him off.
Yeah. Hey, good job, Tide.
On
We taught her what.
Teaching her good stuff.
what? Oh,
That's
Oh,
exactly.
fuck.
Language tie.
See? You're a good influence.
If they can say it, I can say it too.
Yeah, you
Hell
can.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, fuck you.
I'm
Woodman.
just-
Not really. You're cool, but just
Yeah.
putting the.
don't.
Let's get going, perhaps.
Yeah, probably
Thank you.
before we just make him
Thank you,
decide.
for the help and for the
Of
answers.
course.
Yeah, the same. Flushing in the toilet 3 times. It's the way to go if we need you again. We won't disturb unnecessarily.
That's the way to do it. And the compass, you handed it back to the Woodsman, right? Lars?
Yeah.
Yes. So he pockets the
Do
compass.
you have any kind of words, anything that we can cling to at this point? On what we can do, on what we could do, on what we should do.
They may be lying to you, but they are not the enemy. I don't agree with their methods. I don't agree with what they've done. But what they've done because they thought it was the right thing to do.
I have a question.
Yes.
You are like us. You've escaped. You know the stakes. Why did you disagree with them? What thing about you was so important that you're here and not in the town?
I didn't want to risk people fleeing, trying to come home, and not being able to. And I thought we should stay behind, and if they ever came back, we should fight them. We shouldn't be hiding.
Oh, we have good news for you. You might have to fight sooner than later.
He
What? Sorry, I had a skip in the connection there. I didn't hear what you said.
Just 12 days.
Well, if we prepare, we might be able to ward them off. They don't really like staying in our world for too long.
What does preparing entail?
Cold steel, for one. I used to have a sword. Don't anymore. But,
We have one.
who gave you that?
pretty sure they let us borrow that when we fought the
Dragon.
dragon.
Didn't think it'd be used for that. Well, if you're using it, you can keep it. I got my axe.
Is it
Your
cold
axe-
still too?
my ex? Yeah, sort of, in a way.
Oh. I'll have to ask you about that later.
You'll be more than welcome to ask me that later. I think I'm having some weird connection issues, by the way.
Oh, I was saying I just said I'll have to ask him about that later.
Yep. All right.
Because I have an idea for a fun little.
Does it involve grenades?
Cold steel bullet.
Oof. It's true. You could create those. All right. So Woodman kind of puts up the fire, spreads it out a little bit, and stands up. All right. Well, if there's no more questions, I'll lead you back to the rest stop.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. And he turns to Tide. I've given you an option to find answers, better answers than mine. It's up to you if you want to take it. If you do, let me know.
All right, kids. Let's get rolling.
Let's go lie to them about having killed someone. Oh, here, I know what I'll do. And I'll just fire my handgun.
Right now?
Well, once we're out of the Arcadia, out of the head. Just to make it look like it's been used, get a little gunpowder residue on my hands.
All right. You follow.
Just in case Patty decides to swab you.
You guys probably
just in case Patty decides to do a full investigation of.
Yeah.
You guys probably talked about this already when I wasn't here. Why not just tell them that we couldn't do it? And
we want to figure out how much they know.
Wasn't that what we said? If we say that we didn't kill it, Wenceslaus might say, but you have to kill it because of reasons.
Feels like we should have got those reasons before we left.
Exactly. And now we can get them. We can tell them that we still know where the fetch is, but we won't do it until they tell us why.
I guess our new friend doesn't want anyone to know about him, right?
Wenceslaus, the one in Littlebrook, seemed to know and feel that his fetch was still around, if I got that correctly.
So he'll still know if we go back.
No, he painted 2 paintings, and his paintings show him things. So unless he paints another painting to try to find his fetch, he wouldn't know, right?
Maybe it will work. Maybe it won't.
Maybe let's Silas.
I mean, I feel like I haven't thought it through enough, but it feels like what we're doing now is worse than what they're doing to us. They're not telling us things that we need to know, and we're outright deceiving them.
Exactly.
If things get to that point, no one's going to trust each other, and we're doomed in 12 days. I don't know much, but I know that.
That's what I'm saying. I think we should tell them that we didn't kill the fetch and get them to tell us what's going on instead.
Oh no, Nate wasted a bullet.
Oh, actually, we could say that we had a very interesting conversation with him. Yeah. We had a very interesting conversation. We went to find the fetch. We had a very interesting conversation. Now we have some questions.
We don't have to say whether or not we killed him.
Exactly.
Fine.
We tell them.
That sounds good.
You know what I think? I think whenever we meet Miss Blackbird again, or Matthew, you let me talk to them first with my fists, and then we can talk normally.
I support this idea, says Flicker.
Because here's the thing, I'm not gonna hurt them much, but if they have been lying, if they are powerful and they could fight back, then they will. And we will see
And
at
you
least
get-
that's part of the truth. If they can't,
and you get
then I
beaten
will.
down.
And we have accomplished nothing. We
We
make
have
them
accomplished
openly
nothing.
hostile, and we're fucked in 12 days then.
This is gonna sound weird coming from me. Okay, it's gonna sound weird, but I think why don't we send the talkers in first? But like then we get our fists ready, and the fists can be behind the mouths.
At the
So
end of
like
the day,
maybe like Lars and Jonas, because they do the talk pretty good. Like they like think before they say words, which is pretty cool, but that's not really what I can do. But then and then if it all falls apart, we're ready.
I'm
I just want
just-
to point out that thinking before you say words doesn't make you a talker. Because I am far from a talker.
No, you got it pretty good. I mean, I feel like maybe I make things worse every once like once in a while, like just a once in a while, and I think this is like a real important thing to get right.
Yeah.
I think you're a good talker, Nova.
Yeah, that's right, Flicker.
two
Almost do a fist
things.
bump and then pulls back like, oh wait, hover. Okay.
Two things I want to consider. The first thing is I can follow them without them seeing me if they suspect them having secret meetings. I can be in that meeting room as well, listening to what they're saying. But as Silas pointed out, that let's give them a chance now that we can tell them that we know everything, that they can fill in the blanks for us. And if not, then we know that we definitely can't trust them. The second thing, I want to back up to what we're actually trying to achieve here. There is one of them coming here in 12 days, and we need to figure out how to deal with that. Are we going to fight it when it comes? Are we going to fight it? Is that realistic? Are we expecting
what else
to
are we
win
gonna
that
do?
fight? That's the question. Are we expecting to win that fight? If not, then we need to find another way.
Well,
One thing I can't tell you is it's not just about the fight. It's partly about that. It's going to take everything we have, the best things we can do. Honestly, though, the fighting might just anger, or it might make it sad, or it might decide to challenge us in some other way. There's a lot of things that could happen.
Yeah.
It would almost be easier if it was just a straight up fight. At least we'd know how to stop it then. But I get the feeling that it's something I'd be good at. So it tells me it's going to take smart. It's going to take history. It's going to take emotions, and something tells me that's something
We can't
all of
start
you are
planning
better
without
at
the
than
full
me.
assistance of everyone else, of
Yeah.
the people that we're currently scheming against, I guess you could say. I like Silas's plan of not giving them the whole truth, but giving them the truth and trying to discern an answer from that.
Yeah, but we don't need to come up with an answer right now. I can start thinking we can talk more about it, but do we expect a fight that we cannot win, even with the help of the rest of the city, even with the sword, even with the woodsmen?
Said that they don't like to be out, so we just keep the fight in Littlebrook. They're not as strong. Makes them like feel all sick or something. Like they can't handle reality.
And when we beat it, it goes back there. And what happens then? Do we kill it? Does it come back in another month? Try it again?
Maybe it's just we just take it one step at a time.
Or do we perform the ritual? I'm
Look,
not
I agree
sure
with
about
taking it
that.
one step at a time, but currently planning the fight is not our priority. We need to figure out what's going on with everybody else. Then, once we sort this, then we can plan. Because you can't really plan a fight if you don't know what assets you have, and we don't know.
That's true. That's what I was going to say. But also, the thing is, we asked once already. I say if you really want to ask again nicely, then we ask again nicely. If that doesn't work, I think we don't need to ask nicely again. And another whether like
Tide,
if
if
they
you attack
respond
them, you're going to get us
badly,
all killed. Not just them, us too.
they can't fucking fight. All right, we are
Well,
much
just-
stronger than they are.
Yes,
Just
but we
point
are
out.
stronger if we have them on our side.
That's what I was just gonna say. Is that right now there are what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us, right?
If Flicker
Right.
counts on her, like,
Yeah, 7 of us. Would you rather it be 7 of us against one of the Trues, or 14 of us? Even if they aren't strong fighters, which I, for one, am not a strong fighter. I think we saw that with the dragon.
Yeah, but you made that crazy crossbow thing.
Crazy crossbow thing that didn't even get a shot off.
Yeah, that was my fault.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm not like if there's gonna be a fight with the coming on. I'm not gonna. I'd rather not be there at all. Actually, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to trust
Yeah.
myself with that.
if it comes down to a fight, I think that we are going to need every asset and every ally that we can muster.
The key point in what you're saying is ally, though. Like, I don't want someone standing behind my back that's going to lie
Who says they're going to be
or
behind our back?
deceive me.
That's what
I
shock
mean,
troops are for.
It's better to have
whoever-
them. It's better to have them scheming behind our back than to be fighting a war on two fronts. I'd rather a tenuous alliance with them than be fighting them and the Fae at once.
That's true. I don't have the patience for
what
that.
if they
But
all
you
are
guys
not?
do.
What if some of them are doing this and not all of them?
That's what I figured. You're
But I'm still
dividing them
going.
along the lines of.
I'm still going back to my question, and you seem all to be in agreement. And I just want to make sure that we are planning on fighting it when it gets here. It wants. We're pretty sure what it wants, but we're still planning on actually fighting it when it gets here.
That's still
Unless
a
we can
good
figure
question.
out. Look,
That's
If
what I'm
it-
asking. Can we figure out some other way, or are fighting? It's that what we're going for right now.
Are you going to fight it, Jonas?
I can't. Why? Maybe if Nate can give me one of his guns, I can try to fire it in the right direction. But I don't know what
Oh,
that would do.
I mean, I don't mean ability. I mean, can you? You were talking with her.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not. I don't want to. Rather not be there at all. Actually,
Okay.
and assuming there, it seems like we're talking about a battlefield, and I'm with Silas on that. I don't think it's how it's gonna get.
Okay.
It's rolling in with a host of 4 horsemen of the apocalypse and swinging swords.
Then
I don't
we
have
should
no
talk.
clue at all what's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Then we're right. We're gonna talk, because even if, like, we argue, they still, I don't think any of them, or at least most of them, don't want this. Even if we don't agree, let's go talk. Well, you talk.
Sounds good to me. Hey guys, I'm sorry, I have to go. I thought that we'd be starting at 4 and ending at 6 my time. It's understandable, but sorry, I can't stay much longer. So, Wes calling me. Thanks so much for seeing everyone. I'll see you hopefully next week.
Yeah, take care, Drew.
It was
Sorry.
just
Okay. So, if at all possible, yes, I would like to have them as allies, even if we can only get some of them. I think that talking is definitely or should be our first thing.
I think fighting should be the last resort, believe it or not. With her.
Yeah.
So The
But-
alternative is that she gives the baby up.
I mean,
And
Wouldn't let
if
me
we
kill
suggest that,
obvious.
at all,
Well, that's what it
they
wants.
won't do it. That they won't do that. Madeline won't allow that.
And neither will I.
And
I
then
don't.
we're up for a fight then.
So
I don't
what
think
are
we have to
other
solve that.
options?
Yeah. We'll start one step. We'll start by talking to them and see if we're even a united front or not, and then we can deal about trading babies and punching.
what's stopping us from just leaving?
My family. That's what's
Why
stopping me from
not?
leaving.
Why not pack them and go somewhere else that's not, difficult for them and that doesn't actually make them get taken maybe someday,
Ty,
like we
you
would.
remember what the threat was? She will get us all if she doesn't get the baby. I don't think it matters if we're in Littlebrook still or not.
Ugh.
If she doesn't get what she wants, and we don't make it clear that she's not to come back, she's going to come back.
Yeah.
Also, I have a ghost that lives upstairs, and I don't think I can move her.
You have a
What? Okay. This
that
we will need. Yeah. Let's
Later.
pin that for now.
Oh no, she's fine. Don't even worry about it. It's cool. It's cool. We're working through it. I'm just saying, I don't think I can move her, physically.
Okay, so on the agenda when we get back to town is to talk to Wenceslas about his fetch.
Yeah.
And it was decided that we will not say whether we killed it or not, that we say that
He will probably ask. If he doesn't, we don't need to say it. But if he asks, might as well tell him that we didn't, right? Wenceslaus has been forthcoming enough.
He seems to
Let's
have
give him
been
that at least.
the most forthcoming, yes.
Yeah. So we've already done it a disservice by not doing as he asks. So let's maybe keep with keeping him as a friend. Let's say friend for now.
I like it.
And then we need to talk to Madeline.
Yeah, she'll probably be there.
And what are we hoping to get out of Madeline?
The what happened to Inkwell and what she suspects. And
are we going to tell her what we saw in the vision or the
Yeah.
dream or whatever that was?
Why not? We can't make any sense of it right now, so maybe she can help us.
Okay. And we're going to ask her about the poem or whatever that thing is.
The what?
The thing. Time takes all, yet blah, blah, blah. Because we already talked to Wenceslas about that, so...
Yeah, so might as well. He'll know. She'll know eventually, anyways.
Okay.
I don't
Also,
think... Yeah, Nova.
and I know that we haven't really brought this up yet, but we haven't told her about the baby thing. We can keep that in our back pocket for now.
I
If you're
think so as
hey,
well.
you don't want to fight, we're coming. She's coming for that baby.
Yeah, I was going to say that part maybe we don't mention until we have a better idea of what they are, like where they're going on this, I guess I'd say.
And when we bring up the subject of what we talked about the fetch about, we can also ask about the baby and see what she tells us about it, and maybe that will give us a clue to what this might be about. But I'm with Noah on this. Let's keep it in our back pockets for now.
Yeah.
With all your this talking that you're doing, here's what I think. We should make them swear on their true name that they're going to tell the truth and nothing else.
Yeah. It's not in... Or at least bring that
Then
up.
do whatever talk you want. Sorry. Keep going.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say it, and I'm not saying that it's a good idea, but I'm just gonna say it. The ritual might be a solution to the problem as well, for now. Just saying.
Do we really want this empty husk of a world?
I don't know.
Even considering.
I don't know. I'm just saying that it might be a solution. I'm not saying that that has my vote or anything, but let's just keep it in the back of our minds for when we're planning for what to do.
Yeah.
Good to have an option, if nothing else.
Yes. Plan C.
Exactly.
And
Let's-
then
And then the last plan is burn everything.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
plan Z.
Okay, but you promised me
Plan
it's
F
plan
for
Z.
flicker and fuck.
I'm coming
and
around on
fire
some F words.
and fun.
Oh,
And
lots,
fire.
lots of F words.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
oh,
that's F words.
Okay,
Okay.
just let me know that that is a plan on, like, even if it's at the end of the list. I'll just feel better.
If Jonas or I yells plan F, burn everything.
Burn everything.
Okay, I'm good. That's all the planning I need to do. Thanks.
Okay. And then, was there anything else that we needed to cover with them?
Don't think so.
Okay.
Now I think we need more information before we can make any
Yeah.
further.
And I've added Nova Ghost question mark to my list as well.
Yeah,
Oh, it's not a problem, right? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. She's sweet. I mean, she makes a lot of noise, but I mean, I think something violent happened. We're working it out. Don't worry. I took her flannels for a bit. Well, I think it's probably her husband's flannels. That's what kept me warm in the dream. But then maybe they're just dream flannels. It's okay though. She's fine. She's fine.
Those
We're working it out. You don't have to put it down.
Husband, her prior.
Yeah,
Is
I
this
don't know.
a girlfriend you've got?
Oh, I
Jonas'
don't
blank
know.
faces
I'm not
look
good at
more
that.
blank than you.
Oh, I'll ask her next time. She doesn't often answer me, but like, it's a lot of repetition. But I'll see if I can, like, I'll just yell it at her until she answers.
Like, are you sure it's a ghost? Like, it's not just like a raccoon living in your attic or something.
No, a raccoon would make less. Like, I don't think raccoons take showers. Ghost showers.
But is it like a ghost, like a dead person,
Or
or
she
is
can
it...
talk, right? Can raccoons talk?
Oh, that's a good point too. Yeah, I didn't think about talking. Yeah, she talks and like says, "Oh, Mr. Husband," and she makes a lot of noise at the same time. And it's classic ghost stuff. Don't even worry about it. I used to
Classic ghost stuff.
hunt cryptids and stuff, so this is right up my alley. I know ghosts.
Okay, so there are like people like us, like changelings, and there are ghosts. Maybe we should, when we talk to Matthew, ask what else we could suspect.
Hey, don't
Like
blow her into
demons and
Matthew. She's got her
angels
own
and-
problems.
Okay.
They don't need to know about her. It's fine. It's just like a coffee shop ghost.
Fine. I
Coffee
won't tell
shop
him
ghost. Okay. All right. Well, I think we have a pretty good list of things that we need to talk to once we get back to town, which should be any minute now.
Oh,
And that's my cue. I think we're going to end it at this juncture. We are a little bit over time, but that's fine. We took back some time we missed. Thank you everyone for dropping in to watch. Sorry we started an hour later. Europe has already had daylight savings time. No, we haven't had daylight savings time. That's how it is. It's confusing and weird. Thank you everyone for playing. We will hopefully be back again. Yeah, we will be back again next week. I don't need to say hopefully. Same time. time? When do we have daylight savings?
I'm not
I
sure
don't know.
actually.
I think it's end of March.
Yeah, I don't think it's next.
Oh, my.
We might be at this time as well again next time, unfortunately. We'll work it out, and we will let you know through the schedule. That is always
Yeah.
in the pre-rolls on the stream. So see you all next week. Thank you for watching, and let's see about this shower ghost next time, shall we?
The
Bye bye,
raccoon ghost.
everyone. Be safe.
Bye
Wash your
bye.
hands. Wash your
Wash
hands.
your hands.
Yeah, wash your fucking hands. Don't get coronavirus. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Wash it
Hand
many times.
sanitizer doesn't do shit against viruses. Wash your hands.
Well,
That is true.
9/11 was an inside job. Bye.